Hello Nigerians, you're welcome back to this channel and thank you for joining me once again today. So yesterday, Tinubu's minister being David Umahi, Minister of Works, the former governor of Ebonyi State, actually disgraced Tinubu and the Nigerian government entirely. You know, he actually granted an interview, and when an interviewer from Arise TV was asking him question, David Umahi said that he couldn't understand what the lady was saying, that he is a village boy, he grew up in the village, and because of that, he started asking for interpreter. The truth is that David Umahi has actually disgraced Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Nigerians by doing so. If you look at David Umahi, who calls himself an engineer, probably graduated from one of the top universities here in Nigeria with engineering, Bachelor of Engineering here in Nigeria, you see, was in an interview where the interviewer was speaking clearly, correctly, and David Umahi opened his mouth to say that he could not understand what the lady was saying, that she was speaking phone. The truth is that this is a total disgrace to Nigerian system of education, and that's why when some of us go out there, the British or the Americans, they begin to see us as people who cannot even speak English. I'm telling you, does it mean that as a minister of work, as a minister serving under Ahmed Bola Tinubu, that the federal government cannot send him out for a conference abroad, and when he gets there he claimed that he did not understand everything that they were saying? This is a total disgrace, and that is how they keep disgracing Nigerians. Look at the way he shied away from that particular question. He tried to divert that question into another thing. But, I am happy for that kind of lady who stood her ground, irrespective of the jibs that David Umahi wanted to, play. Now, I am going to drop that video here for you to watch, and when we come back, we'll just analyze the video.
Happened yesterday. Again, in clarifying the video that was in circulation, Peter Obi maintained that he was removing infrastructure that was already on existing roads, and it was different from what's actually happening now. Well, during the question and answer session with journalists, the minister was asked about the approval process of the project by our environmental correspondent, Leila Johnson Salami, which apparently unsettled the minister, as he claimed that he could not understand her question because of her accent. Let's take a look.
Good morning, sir. Leila from Arise News. You mentioned the ESIA is currently being carried out by...
Sister, I was raised in the village. Me, I'm not here for me.
Well, sorry.
So try to speak.
I can't help the way I speak. You mentioned that the ESIA was being carried out at the moment. The EIA Act of 1992...
I need interpreter.
Well, you have enough people next to you. The EIA Act of 1992 states that an EIA must be approved by the Federal Ministry of Environment before the commencement of any project, unless an exemption has been given. It's not done so.
There is preliminary approval, there is final approval.
Has an exemption been given? And if so, if you have the
of what?
For the project to start without the final approval. If you have the preliminary approval, can this be shared with the public?
We are following due process.
So can we have a copy of the preliminary approval? It is
federal government that gives the approval. It's not you.
So can we have...
Now, I am sure you're listening to that particular video because the lady was trying to ascertain if David Umahi got approval before the construction of that particular Lagos to Calabar coastal highway. You see? And David Umahi claimed that he could not even understand the English that the lady was speaking. Meanwhile, the lady was speaking fluently, correct English. And that is the problem. Does it mean that the foreign contractors that will be constructing that particular road, that David Umahi will not be able to communicate with them? This is a question I keep asking myself. Or is he trying to, change the whole scenario? And that's the problem with Nigeria. In a civilized country, David Umahi should be stripped of his position. How can you claim to be a minister of work, a minister of the federal government of Nigeria, and you claim that you don't understand simple and clean, correct English language? But he was busy touting P2B how he is actually inciting the Igbos, the Southeasterners, and obedience against the federal government. And this is the kind of ministers working for Ahmed Bola Tinubu. They try to dodge important questions, concerning this particular project. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to dodge that particular question because you know that they have never gotten any approval for that particular Lagos to Calabar coastal highway construction, and yet they destroy people's businesses along the particular route mapped out for that particular road. People's business, millions of naira, millions of dollar business was destroyed, particularly the landmark beach resort. And that's why people became interested in that particular road construction. There are so many roads in Nigeria that is in a bad shape, but David Umahi and Ahmed Bola Tinubu did not even look into that. But they're interested in this particular road because it will cut across that particular investment. Look at Nigeria. We are looking and begging for investors, and the Minister of Work and Ahmed Bola Tinubu is busy destroying huge investment that we already have in Nigeria, and this is just going to throw thousands of people out of work, and businesses, will be shut down. That's the problem. Look at how he is busy demarketing Nigeria. Demarketing Nigeria because other people and other countries are watching. You see, other neighboring African countries are watching. Look at a Nigerian minister saying that he grew up in the village and because of that, he couldn't understand simple English. It is a very big shame to our educational system. It is a very big shame to our universities because I believe before you become an engineer in Nigeria, you must pass your English, you must pass your mathematics. You see it? And David Umahi graduated as an engineer in one of the top schools here in Nigeria. Yet he claimed he doesn't understand good and correct English language. It's a total disgrace to even the president of this country, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Anyway, guys, I'll stop this video here and I'll allow you to drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.